So Simple tutorial. Good morning students, welcome to SST So Simple tutorial. In the previous class we had read the efforts made by the printers and publishers to promote reading among children, women and the workers during the 19th century. Today we will read India and the world of print. First, we will read how were ideas and information written in India before the advent of printing technology, and then we will read when printing came to India. Dear students, before the advent of printing technology, ideas and information were conveyed by means of handwritten manuscripts. Manuscripts were written in different languages like Sanskrit, Arabic, and Persian. These were handwritten on palm leaves or on handmade paper. At times, the pages were beautifully illustrated. You can see figure 14. Pages from the Geet Govind of Jayadev. This is a palm leaf handwritten manuscript. Look at figure 15. Pages from the Diwan of Hafiz. You can see how beautifully it is illustrated. You can also notice the beautiful calligraphy here. They would then either be pressed between wooden covers or sewn together to ensure preservation. Manuscripts continued to be written even after the coming of print. Look at figure 16, pages from the Rig Veda. This manuscript was produced in the 18th century in the Malayalam script. But these handwritten manuscripts suffered from certain limitations. Limitations are the same that we read in case of Europe. They were highly expensive, they were fragile, they had to be handled carefully, they could not be read easily as the script was written in different styles. Overall, manuscripts were not a common mode of communication. Now the question arises, in the absence of textbooks, how did the students study in schools? Students actually did not read books, they only learned to write. Teachers used to dictate them the portion of text from memory and students used to write them. This is how many people became literate without ever actually reading any kind of textbook. Understood? Let us now trace the evolution of the English language presses in India. The printing press first came to India in the 16th century. They were brought by the Portuguese missionaries in Goa. As you all know, Konkani is mainly spoken in Goa. How can one influence people if one can't speak their language? So the Jesuit priests first learned Konkani and then printed several tracts. By 1674, about 50 books were published in Konkani and in Kannada. Later on, books were printed in Tamil and Malayalam also, all by Catholic priests. The English language press began to grow only from the late 17th century. The initiative was taken by the Englishmen to develop it. This is James Augustus Hickey. He was an Englishman. He was not connected either with the British government or the East India Company. He began publication of his weekly newspaper Bengal Gazette in Calcutta in 1780. Hickey published a lot of advertisements, including those that related to the import and sale of slaves. But he had published a lot of gossips about the company's senior officials in India. Warren Hastings, the Governor General of India, got enraged by this. Hickey was prosecuted and thrown into prison. But he refused to put his pen down. He continued to edit the Gazette even while in prison. Although his newspaper was disliked by the then Governor General of India, Warren Hastings, Hickey influenced many Indians to start newspapers. Soon thereafter, Indians also began to write and publish in English. The first to appear was a weekly named Bengal Gazette by Gangadhar Bhattacharya. So Hickey's Bengal Gazette was the first ever British newspaper of India. The Bengal Gazette that was started by Gangadhar Bhattacharya was the first Indian one. Let me stop here, students. Time for probable questions now. 1. Explain the three features of handwritten manuscripts before the age of print in India. This was a 3 marks question asked in 2010. 2. Explain the role of missionaries in the growth of press in India. Now read your textbook and prepare these questions. In the next class, we will read the next unit, Religious Reforms and Public Debates. Till then, keep reading and have a nice time. Thank you.